to the Principal's Den. I'm Chris Schnepp and I'm your host of this show, and today we have a very interesting guest. We have the ISTEP Queen. Now I will tell you a few things about the ISTEP Queen. She can be a different person, and she comes from Chicago, so she talks really, really loud sometimes. Sometimes we hear her all the way down the hallway, but that's okay because she has a lot of good information. So if you will now welcome our guest for today, the ISTEP Queen.
Hello! Hello! I'm so glad to be here! Oh, I'm so honored! Hello!
Have a seat on the
Hello,
Principal's
everyone.
Den's couch.
Hello!
Now, is this the Queen of ISTEP
It is the
or
Queen
the ISTEP
of
Queen?
ISTEP. Or ISTEP Queen.
AKA one of our fourth grade teachers, Mrs. Rispens. But, you know, Mrs. Rispens happens to be getting married this summer.
I am!
So she has to be overly dramatic when she does.
All the time.
So, Queen, how long have you been at AMIS?
Well, this will be my second year.
Your second year. That's
Uh-huh.
right. That's right, because I hired you 2 years ago.
You did.
Well,
thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I think I made a good decision, and I'm glad that you're with us.
I'm glad.
Yeah, me too. So, plans are to get married this summer.
Yes, I'm getting married to the king of ISTEP,
Oh, the
so
king
that's
of I-
exciting.
Wow, so you will
Yeah, I'm really excited.
royalty. So your kids will be the
Princesses
princesses
and
of
princesses,
ISTEP.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, on that note, I understand over the weekend I spent a lot of money to send you to a lot of money to send you to a conference where they talked about the writing parts of ISTEP.
Yes.
And would you like to share
Yes, I would
some
love
of the
to
information
share.
that you found out there?
Well, some information is that there is one person who reads all the papers. Well, there's multiple people who read all the papers. And they have to read 120 papers in 1 hour. Which that means that your paper needs to be very good. Very detailed.
You got to be able to catch their eye right away.
Right, and exciting.
That first sentence or two.
Sometimes it has to be funny. Sometimes it has to be exciting. It just needs to be good and catch their attention right away. And they need to have correct grammar and spelling and punctuation. And the longer you write and the more you write, the better it is.
So what will catch their eye? What do they need to do to catch that person, that reader's eye?
They need a title. They need indents. They need really strong, interesting sentences. They need harder sentences, like if they write dialogue, if they have questions in there, exclamation points. They look for that, and they look for very good introductions and very good conclusions.
Okay, so they really need to make sure that the beginning and the end is really
Yes.
strong, and pack the middle part with detail.
Yes, tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of detail.
So what happens when these kids are trying to use these big purple words? And purple words, by the way, are
Exciting words.
I don't have purple on today, but yeah, those are exciting words that draw people's attention. But sometimes they use these words that they can't spell. How big of a problem is that going to be on their test if they try to use these words and they just can't spell
It's
it?
not, because the ISTEP woman, she looks at the word, and if it's a higher than your level, so if you're
Hold on
in
a
third
second.
grade.
You refer to her as the ISTEP woman?
Yes, the ISTEP
So
woman.
she's like a peasant to
Yes.
you.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
you're the
She
ISTEP.
works in
You're
my
the queen.
kingdom.
Okay, all right.
My kingdom across the street. She works there.
Okay, so
So, the ISTEP woman, or peasant, or whatever her name is, she looks, and if it's a third grade word, if you're in third grade and you write a fourth grade word, and you still can sound it out, and it sounds like that word, then they'll still give you the point for that. You won't get marked down from that.
I think I
So
might
if
be
you're
able to pass
spelling,
this test.
absolutely, anyone can.
Because I can't spell,
I can't either, so we're in good shape.
but you teach writing.
No, but I send them out,
Okay.
I got kids to help me.
Do
I
as
got
I-
75 kids to help me.
Do as I say, not as
Not
I do.
do.
Right?
Exactly,
Okay, I got you.
exactly.
Okay.
But if you try harder words and you sound them out, and they're sounded out the way it kind of spells, but it's not spelled correctly, you won't get marked down for that.
Well, that's good information to know. It is.
So don't shy away from harder words. Along with dialogue, if you put dialogue in your story and you don't put a comma where a comma needs to go, or you forget the punctuation, or you put the punctuation on the outside of the quotation mark, they'll still take that into account and say, wow, you really tried really hard. Good job. I'll give you some points for that.
So what would an example, like, we're kind of having dialogue here.
Yeah.
Right, so that would be kind of the he
so it'd
said,
be like,
she said type stuff.
Yeah.
Not the he said, she said that Mr. Bartmus and I get when
No,
kids
yeah.
kind of get in trouble and want to blame other people
No,
for things.
it's like saying, like, Jimmy yelled, comma, in quotation mark, help, with an exclamation point, and help is in quotation marks. But if you forget that comma,
What about hashtags?
we don't use hashtags.
You don't use hashtags?
When would you use a hashtag?
Hashtag ISTEP. Hashtag.
We could start a hashtag ISTEP, but please don't write hashtag ISTEP on your writing prompt. I think they know it's ISTEP.
What
At
about
least I know it's ISTEP, and my cousins know it's ISTEP.
What about hashtag Principal's Den?
Oh, we could do that. But don't write that on your ISTEP.
Hashtag Queen of ISTEP. Hashtag.
Yeah, you could definitely hashtag me all day. I'll make a Twitter account and everything.
Well, what do you like about AMIS? You've
I
been here
just
for 2
love it.
years now, so what do you like?
Well, my favorite thing is my kids, because I've had them 2 years now. Because I had them in 3rd grade, and then I've had them in 4th grade. So now they really are my kids. And I love to teach writing, and I love to be the queen of ISTEP and be able to come into the school and inspire everyone to do great on ISTEP.
So you've probably seen some pretty good growth over the kids over these last 2 years, haven't you?
Absolutely. Yesterday we looked at our old ISTEP prompts,
Uh-huh.
and one boy came up to me and said, I didn't write my prompt in cursive. This isn't my prompt. And I said, well, let's look at the name. And sure enough, it was his name. And he looked at me, and he giggled and goes, I'm going to do better this year, because I'm going to write in print at least. He couldn't even read his own writing.
Hashtag do better.
Hashtag do better, that's right.
Right.
So even though, and like some kids, we've been going over the ways to improve it from last year to this year. And so a lot of kids are like, well, I can write more this year. I know how to write more. I know that I need to put indents and titles and all sorts of things.
Okay. Well, that was a lot of good information
That was.
in just a short period of time. That Chicago influence of how fast you can talk
That's right.
is really good for TV.
Absolutely.
So it's been a pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure
the
to be
queen
here.
of iPad. It has been, you know.
It's been wonderful. Thank you. I've got to go deal with my pets.
Okay, well, I
Goodbye.
guess we'll see you
Goodbye.
later.
Goodbye, team.
Well, join us for our next episode when Mr. I. Steppenstein, actually it's Dr. I. Steppenstein, will be joining us in the Principal's Den. Good day.